What's going on, world? Welcome back to Small Couch Reviews. It's your boy Sam.
It's your boy Jovi.
Yes, and we are fresh from a very late night at our favorite theater, one of the Alamos in Washington, D.C. And we saw Love, Death, and Robots from Netflix. We saw episodes from Volume 1, Volume 2, and 2 episodes from the upcoming Volume 3 that we want to talk about. I think... it's funny, Jovi and I, normally we have an idea of like, hey, we're going to go in this order or whatever, but this time we're kind of just freestyling it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I think let's talk about what it is, talk about what we saw, and, our thoughts on it, man. So, I think, just in case you don't know, Love, Death, and Robots, it's from director David Fincher, fantastic director. He did the American version of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. As well as Tim Miller, the director of Deadpool. Mm-hmm. They came together and they took a bunch of I want to say well-known short, even though I don't know a lot of them, but they're well-known short stories, and they animated them into tiny bite-sized 15-minute shorts and made an anthology series.
Perfect.
And if we all don't know everything. If you don't know what an anthology series is, it's like the Twilight Zone. It just means there is no order.
Yeah.
Every single episode is itself one story. So I think that's pretty cool because, you get one story in 15 minutes, which, is awesome.
Yeah.
And if you don't like the current story you're on, 15 minutes later, you're going to be on to a new story with brand new characters, new voice actors, everything.
Animators.
Yeah. So, I think I'm going to speak for both of us.
Yeah.
Jovi and I, we really enjoyed this.
Oh.
We enjoyed this series. He's seen all of the Volume 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I've seen all of Volume 1. I have not finished Volume 2. So with that, I'll hand it over to you, Rob. Oh, I'm sorry. So we went to the theater, like I said. I think it was about 2 hours worth of content.
I didn't realize it was going to be that long.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Yeah. It was about, and again, so each one's 15 minutes. So we got 8 different stories told to us. Which was pretty cool. Would have been better if it wasn't as late. Me and him, I don't think we left till 1 a.m.
So the reason why it was so late, there was a Q&A at the end with the creators and directors.
Yeah.
And they were in downtown Los Angeles, so you can understand. They went to the movies at a regular time. We went to the movies at freaking 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, they're 3 hours behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I think again they showed us 8 different stories. 2 of them were new from season 3. So Jovi, you want to just talk about it? What you like about the show?
Yeah.
Anything you might dislike or whatever?
Or
even about
honestly, yeah. I feel like every 3 reviews are very similar for us for some reason, just the way the universe works. I don't really have anything bad to say about these. I think it's really awesome at what it is. If you know how hard animation is, and he actually said that when we were watching.
Yeah, I kept whispering to him. I was like, bro, do you understand how expensive this looks?
Yeah.
Just for 15 minutes to animate something, think about what you have to do from scratch to get a full story, get the voice actors
to
in.
give some perspective.
And it looks beautiful.
That's not even required of a person when they want to graduate as an animator. Mm-hmm. That's a feat.
Yeah.
Knowing, I did really love the Q&A. So I'm kind of bouncing around right now, not talking about the actual show. But I love the Q&A because the idea that, some of these people have been working on that 1 15-minute short for years.
Yeah, he said it. He said 3 years for one of them, man. That's insane to me.
And that's incredible to know that someone put that time in. And they also put the time in for it to look beautiful, sound beautiful, and just work on every type of screen. That we saw on a big screen. Mm-hmm. These were not made to be seen on a big screen, but they looked amazing.
Yeah, I watched a couple on my phone right before I came over here.
Yeah, and it was built for handheld, iPads, phones, or your TV at home. we all don't have 800-inch TV.
Right.
You know, but when it comes to the show, I absolutely love, I love animation. I have a great appreciation for it because of where I went to school and the people I know. I do know a few animators. And then just thinking about things that we all loved growing up, you know, if you don't understand how hard it was to animate back then, it's easier now,
Right.
but
like, I mean, yeah, like when you were growing up, I mean, you know, computers were coming around,
Yeah.
but that was all hand-drawn stuff, bruh.
But then I
Every
say
single
that with
frame.
quotation marks to say the stuff that this show shows you is not easy animation.
I know, man. Like,
It's
if like seriously, go check out this episode called "Snow in the Desert." Jesus! Oh my gosh!
Snow in the Desert is probably one of them. That's top 3 for me.
I honestly, every time I was like, "Yo, Jovi, look at how this looks."
Yeah.
Like, it's like the best
The
looking video
lighting-
game cutscene you've ever seen.
Yeah, the lighting is incredible. I mean,
That had to,
when it's dark in that, and that's all we're going to give you. I don't want to give anything else. When it's dark in that, it looks real. And it's kind of creepy because then you're like, hold on, I thought this was animation. It's still animation. It's incredible animation. Like, just the idea that 2 great directors were sitting in a room, and we have to put down the young lady's information. They all came together and got, you know, have this book. He said a book of stories, and animators got to come in and like pick.
Yeah,
that's really cool to me. That's as creators, you don't get opportunities like that. And then the fact that Netflix was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, they said Netflix was their only buyer, which is insane to me, man. Like, what?
Like, and just because they are creators, because they are directors, because they are animators, they're like, yeah, we're going to split. If you notice, season 1 is really, really long, if you guys checked it out, or you're going to go watch it. Season 1 is pretty long. Are we recording still?
We are. Hey, so I didn't know you asked that out loud. I just want to say I am sorry about the audio on this one. I just realized our normal audio isn't on, but you can still hear us. So.
I saw that, but I thought you didn't bring the mic.
Oh no, yeah, I don't have our normal mic. That's what I was looking at. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. So they came together, and then animators got to pick, and then they made these. And then they really had choices too. We found out some of the ones that we really liked were changed at the end because of the directors. And I was like, that's pretty bold, you know, because this is somebody's story. But you got to think about it. Stuff like that happens in Hollywood all the time.
I mean, and he even said it. Like, there are some, like, you know, like you have to, like, for example, the one Snow in the Desert. Yeah. That's one of the longer ones. I mean, I think that one goes like for maybe 17 minutes. Yeah. And he was saying, you know, you can tell there's stuff he had to cut.
Yeah.
Stuff he had to cut out and change it to still make it. Which I'm gonna let you get back to it, but I just want to point out. I told Jovi this yesterday. That is just a masterclass in storytelling.
Oh,
like the fact that I get a full story in 17 minutes without someone dumping exposition to me. Like, people are smart enough to pick up on context.
Every single one of them.
Yeah, and I think it just goes to show, like, when people complain about exposition dumps in movies, I mean, it is kind of justified. Like, this show is kind of just proving that point, because, I mean, every single one, I'm like, oh, okay, I understand what's happening. Yeah. I understand the conflict here, and I understand why you want to get to your resolution. There's not a huge character arc, that's for sure, because there's not enough time for an arc. But, I mean, you can kind of get what the character is, like the character model, what they're supposed to be. And I really appreciate that. I really, really do. I think it's an incredible feat. Almost as incredible as the animation itself, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Straight up. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like when I'm going back to what it is, it's just an incredible idea. They made it happen. This is the 3rd season. This is why I was really excited to actually go sit and watch it. There is one of them.
Yeah, we saw. I think they showed us 2. They showed us one that had to deal with like
3. They showed us.
No, I thought that they showed us 2 for season 3.
What was the
There's one with the where there's like a monster on on a ship.
Okay, and then you have.
And then there's one with the woman who is in the water.
And then you have the little mini people.
Oh right, I'm sorry. Yeah. So then there was one about. It was about mini Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
We have then the one I just said where there was a monster on a ship, and then there's one with a about a woman, a lady in a lake. I will say.
Well, that joint was.
That one was probably the creepiest one of them that we saw.
Very creepy. It like the visuals, it was a lot going on. The sound design because it was about sound.
Yeah.
And
it was all about sound. It was almost there wasn't actually any dialogue, but it was all about sound.
Yeah. And like that was just. That made me excited for season 3.
Yeah.
Well, the boat did too. Guys, I fell asleep on it. Okay, I can admit it's because it was too dark. I will go back and watch that when the 20th hits. That would be the first thing. I'm going to skip all of the ones before it. I'm going to rewatch it because I was enjoying it, but then I realized that I woke up and I was like, oh shit, it's over. I saw the ending. And I was like, oh well, this. How did we get here?
Yeah.
But it goes back to saying they told an entire story in 15 minutes.
Yeah, and that one was beautiful. So here's the other thing I like, and I'm gonna kind of like I know we've been praising this show, but let me talk about what I. So there are some stories I'm not that big a fan of. And, I mean, it's in between seasons 1 and 2, it has to be close to 20 stories. There are some I don't like. Some of them I don't like the story itself, and I don't like the animation. The animation is not the same in all of these. That's something I don't think we mentioned. It's different in every single story. Yeah. Some of them, it's like old school like 90s cartoon. Some of them, it looks like a video game with CG. Some of them, some of them like a Pixar movie. It's different all throughout. And there's also different genres. There are some that are terrifying. There are some that are hilarious. There are some that are heartwarming, and some that are, horrifying. And I really like that. Seriously, I really enjoy that. I think, and I was trying to say I was trying to point out the stories I don't like, but again, the fact that
there's not many.
The fact that it was over in 12 minutes, I'm not.
You don't get mad. You're like, all
so
right,
cool. There was one. I
don't need to watch that again.
Yeah. There was one about. I think they showed in the theater yesterday. I forget what it's called, but it's these two brothers trying to. It's called Ice. That's what it is. It's called Ice, and it's about like these two brothers, trying to basically escape a killer whale. That's the synopsis I'm going to give you without ruining it.
Yeah,
one.
Prime example of if you don't have any background, that could be a whole series, and apparently it is. It's based off a graphic novel.
And that explains it. That it looked a very comic book with the animation,
and so like. If I read the graphic novel and saw this, I'd probably be like, "Oh my gosh, this is like." I actually enjoyed it for what it was because I did like the style. It was different, but it's a prime example of I have no idea who these characters are. I don't feel for the characters. Like I don't care enough if something happens to these characters because I've only known them for 4 minutes when stuff starts going down.
Yeah, you can tell there's an entire backstory. Which all of these, there's an entire backstory. Yeah. This one, I think, in particular, because of the story, you'll be the judge. You may like it. I just didn't. Because there's another story it's called Sunny something. Sunny, I forget what it's called.
Sunny.
But it's basically like there's like this UFC fighter, and it's the same thing. We get no background. Yeah. We don't get no background at the point when the conflict starts. She talks about herself later, but I like that one, but I didn't like Ice.
Man, the Sunny Drain. That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Because I want a whole movie about this.
Yeah, universe. I get like Arcane vibes from that. Like whatever that story's based on, it's awesome.
I would not be surprised because I said the same exact thing this third time I watched it. That was my third time watching it, and I was like, hold on. This feels like Arcane.
Yeah.
It's that one's dope. That one probably has that's the best character development in that much time.
Yeah. It was really good. It was really good. So yeah, I mean, all that to say, like you said, we saw it season 3. We're looking forward to it. The 3 stories we saw, we had one that was hilarious, one that was very scary, one that was like a action pirate adventure. Also kind of scary, but it was really good. I know it was a great demonstration of the different genres and animation techniques we got to look forward to.
I take it back. My favorite one is the Christmas one.
Oh yeah, was that a season?
That's season 2.
Oh yeah, the Christmas one. That shit was terrifying.
Guys, it's not because it's like ridiculously. It actually has a very old school animation style.
Mm-hmm.
But that one was short and like left the impact.
Yeah, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah. The first time I watched it, I was just like,
yeah. Go ahead. So I definitely, I mean, I think Jovi said it too. The animation's great, but you definitely see like a progression from 1 to 2, and even what we saw from 2 to 3.
Man, yeah.
As obviously as technology gets better, as these people get more comfortable with their craft or whatever. So if you haven't learned, we're definitely recommending this series.
Straight up.
Go ahead, watch Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix, and check out season 3 when it comes out May 20th. We will be back to talk about it.
Full review on season 3.
On season 3, we'll talk about our favorite ones, and hopefully we can have a discussion. So Love, Death, and Robots, as I always say. If you've seen it, right down there, go ahead, tell us which one was your favorite, which one didn't you like.
Tell us your favorite so we can discuss that.
Yeah. And guys, we appreciate you. If you like this, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button and the little bell. And until next time, we out.
Deuces.